Hawkeye fans, get ready for the game with Big Grove. As an official craft brewery of the Iowa Hawkeyes, we're excited to bring you the ultimate game-watching experience. Enjoy fan favorites like Easy Eddie and Citrus Surfer while cheering on the Hawks. Can't make it to Carver? Join us at any of our 4 Iowa locations in Iowa City, Cedar Rapids, Des Moines, and Solon, where you can get out of the cold and enjoy warm hospitality while watching the game. Big Grove Brewery, your official watch party headquarters of the Iowa Hawkeyes all season long. Go Hawks!
Hi Hawkeye fans, this is Nelson Brands, West High alum and current Hawkeye wrestler. The Brands family has trusted Dodge Street Tire for longer than I've been alive. Whether it's tires for our trucks and cars or expert mechanical service, Dodge Street Tire are winners in our book. That's why we trust Brian and his crew to do it right. For more than 30 years, Dodge Street Tire has been tough as nails for the Brands family and our community. Dodge Street Tire on the corner of Dodge and Church Street.
Something big is happening at Hy-Vee. We've just lowered thousands and thousands of prices on thousands and thousands of items in every aisle and in every department. Online, too. And on many of your favorite products. We've even matched prices with some of the biggest discount stores in the country. Because we get it, times are still tough. So we'll continue to work hard to bring you new lower prices on thousands of items. Things are looking different at Hy-Vee. Come see for yourself.
You might think Iowa grows corn, but the truth is, corn grows Iowa. Corn can even fuel your drive to watch the Hawkeyes play when you choose Unleaded 88. It's a fuel that's cheaper, cleaner, and greener. Plus, it's homegrown, making Unleaded 88 the clear choice at the pump and totally worth the hype. So as you head to cheer on the Hawkeyes this season, don't just fuel up. Pump it up with Unleaded 88. Find Unleaded 88 at a station near you. Go to iowacorn.org/88.
Hey Hawk fans, ready to elevate your game day experience? Introducing Daydreamer Cannabis-infused beverages. Made locally in North Liberty, Iowa, Daydreamer is your all-natural, low-calorie lifestyle beverage made with real fruit. It's light, healthy, and alcohol-free. Just what you need to keep you relaxed when the game heats up. So grab yourself a Daydreamer. Sip local and dream big. As always, enjoy responsibly. Visit us online at enjoydaydreamer.com.
Iowa Hawkeyes women's basketball forward Hannah Stuelke teamed up with 22 and Vine at Riverside Casino and Golf Resort to bring you an exclusive creation, the Hamburger. This mouthwatering masterpiece features 2 delicious sausage and beef patties with crispy bacon jam, melted American cheese, and a perfectly fried egg, all nestled on a French toast caramelized brioche bun. Experience the Hamburger today, available only at 22 and Vine. It's a game changer.
Hello, Iowa. Here's a promise. Wherever you are in this great state, University of Iowa Healthcare is here for you, even if you never walk through our doors. Educating, caring, leading research, sharing our expertise with all. Because we believe that UI Healthcare is here to make all of Iowa better. UI Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Visit uihealthcare.org.
Hey there, sports fans. Hungry for a legendary experience? Look no further than Bumps Restaurants, proudly named after the legendary Bump Elliott. Nestled right at the Finkbine Golf Course on Melrose Avenue, Bumps is your go-to spot for mouth-watering meals. Present your ticket from today's game at Bumps and get a buy one appetizer, get the second appetizer free deal. Offer good through the next home game. See you soon off Melrose Avenue at the Finkbine Golf Course. Bumps Restaurant, a legendary place with legendary food.
on the Hawkeye Sports Network from Learfield. This is Iowa Hawkeye Wrestling, brought to you by Hy-Vee. Score big savings with a Hy-Vee Perks membership. Iowa Lottery. Be a VIP with the Iowa Lottery. Visit ialottery.com for details. University of Iowa Healthcare. Changing medicine, changing lives. Wimmers Meats, the official hot dog of the Hawkeyes. Also brought to you by Riverside Casino and Golf Resort, home of the Draft Day Sports Lounge, just minutes south of Iowa City. And by U.S. Bank, proud to support Iowa basketball. U.S. Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC. Now, welcome to Hawkeye Wrestling.
Come into this matchup 13-0 on the season, and that includes the second straight National Duels Championship last weekend, as they won 2 matches on Friday, 2 matches on Saturday. 35-10 over Aurora in round 1, 42-1 over the number 8 seed Wartburg in round 2. On the second day, they defeated the 4th seeded McKendree by a score of 33-11. And then it was a rematch in the finals with second-seeded North Central, where the Hawkeyes won by a score of 28-13 to win their second straight National Duels Championships. Hawkeyes been rolling through things here this season, and they have been looking really good. They've got a decent matchup here tonight, though, as they've got Augustana, area school that trying to get some matches in and just trying to continue to show some of that growth in women's wrestling across the NCAA, and they are going to come in and look to fight. And then we've got Grand Valley State, who's a relatively new team. I think they're in the first year of their program, and they're ranked 4th in the country right now. And they've got a couple of girls ranked number 1 or 2 in the country, a couple more ranked in the top 5. So that is going to be some good matchups that we see in that final duel of the evening for the Hawkeyes and the Lakers of Grand Valley State. As tonight's dual meet is being presented by the Iowa City Area Sports Commission. We say a big thank you to them, Josh and Luke and the rest of the gang. They work tirelessly to do a lot of great things over in the Iowa City Convention and Visitors Bureau, and working really hard to bring a lot of things here. They're the ones that help bring state tournaments and amateur sports to our community, and that brings a big old boost to both the economy and our quality of life. They are a huge supporter of UI women's athletics. If you want to learn anything more about the Iowa City Area Sports Commission, you can go to www.wegotnext.org. As 180 just wrapped up, Augustana just picking up their first win of the night as they get ready to move to heavyweight. Grand Valley leading that one by a score of 26-7. Hawkeye Women's Wrestling all season long is being presented by Riverside Casino and Golf Resort. Stop by for a relaxing massage at the spa, fine dining at Ruthie's Steak and Seafood, and so much more. You can visit Riverside Casino and Golf Resort just minutes south of Iowa City. It's their second year of being the presenting sponsor for Hawkeye Women's Wrestling, and they are a great partner to have, and we are so happy to have them. Big old thank you to Riverside Casino and Golf Resort for your partnership with the Iowa Hawkeyes. Looking forward to a good night here tonight, and got here around 5 o'clock. I was able to leave everything set up from the men's meet last night, able to roll in here, and felt like it was a little bit of a light crowd, but knowing that the Hawkeyes weren't going to wrestle until 6 or a little bit later, and that crowd's starting to fill themselves in. So decent-looking crowd here tonight. I'm terrible at estimating, but say probably in the 4,500 to 5,000 range, give or take. Could be wrong, but both of the sides are starting to fill in pretty nicely, a little bit on the ends. So always great to see everybody come out, and a lot of fun to come in and see these Hawkeye women wrestlers. They put on a good old show, so we're looking forward to that one. Taking a look at the matchups here tonight, Augustana 4-3 on the season, and they had 3 athletes that qualified for the national championships last year that are all back. Grand Valley State, like we said, is ranked 4th, and they are coached by Jake Short, who was a wrestler for Minnesota back in the day, took on Michael Kimmerer quite a bit at 157 back in the 2015, 16, 17 era. And then he actually moved over to the Michigan area. Allendale, Michigan is where Grand Valley State is. They started a program, needed a coach. Short just happened to move there, and they said, hey, do you want the job? He climbed right in. And one of the first things he did was reach out to Marlon Deedy. Hired her as an assistant coach, former Iowa Hawkeye. So good to see her back in the building and doing a lot of good things here for women's wrestling and growing the sport. Of course, talking about that growth in women's wrestling, huge news this week as all 3 divisions, Division 1, 2, and 3 at the NCAA level, said, you know what, women's wrestling is not an emerging sport any longer. It is now going to have its very own championship. So becoming the 91st sport to get recognized and have a championship at the NCAA level. Those will all begin next season. So that will be this year still will be the old format, or the current format that we've got. And that's going to be part of the NCWC, and those will be held over in Coralville, actually, thanks to the Iowa City Area Sports Commission. And then starting next year, it will be NCAA. And so it'll be curious to see, because the current rules, it's the freestyle rules, but the way you can do it is you can have a couple competitors at each weight class. You can have up to 15 compete in the tournament, and then you figure out your best scoring from there. But we'll see if the NCAA keeps that set up or if they're going to change things and how that changes some of the recruiting, some of the ways that some of these teams look to build their teams. You look at the Hawkeyes. It's great to have a lot of top-ranked athletes, but, for instance, 145 pounds, you've got number 1 and number 2 in the country. A couple of world-caliber athletes in Macy Kilty and Reese Laramindi. And so how's that going to change? What Coach Chun and Coach Mayab are going to have to do moving forward to try to figure out, is there a spot where maybe we're a little bit weak at one of the other weight classes that we give up a scholarship for one of these girls and find somebody else slide in there. So it'll be interesting to see what the NCAA decides, how some of those logistics all get worked out as they move forward. But that is so exciting, just seeing kind of that explosive growth for women's wrestling. We've seen that at the girls' level, at the high school as well. My niece wrestling in middle school last night as well. Great to see some videos of her. She got a pin in her first ever match. And so just seeing that interest, that excitement, and that growth that is happening with girls and women's wrestling, and to have the NCAA recognize that and step in and be able to make it another sanctioned sport and be able to have an NCAA championship is hopefully going to start to get that growth continuing even more so, especially at some of these larger schools. Obviously you've got the North Centrals, the Grand Valley States of the world that do a lot of great things at the women's wrestling range, but it would be great to see some more of the bigger schools start to slide in there as well, especially with all 3 divisions represented at the NCAA, and hopefully find a way to get those teams competing with other schools their similar size, which means that we've got hopefully some more Big Ten schools, some more Iowa schools, some more Midwest schools at the Division I level that are starting to add that women's wrestling as well. So I know that Coach Chun and Coach Mayab have been super excited to get things rolling here at the University of Iowa, and now just excited to see how things are transitioning and moving forward with that news that's happened this week. And definitely going to keep an eye on what that's going to mean moving forward here for women's wrestling across the U.S. So, final match here at our first match between Augustana and Grand Valley. Right now, Grand Valley leading 26-7 in the team score. About a minute to go here at heavyweight. Angie Guy for Augustana and Aaliyah Grandberry for Grand Valley State. Right now, that's Grandberry leading by a score of 5-4, and they've been going upper body, tossing each other. It almost looks more like a Greco match rather than a freestyle, but they've been getting after it here. And somebody says, hey, you got Augustana College coming in, they're just going to take a back seat. Nope, they've been coming in here fighting and just coming up a little bit short in some of these matches, but they have definitely been entertaining to watch to get us into things. And then we will have the Hawkeyes getting ready to take the match here shortly. After Iowa and Augustana get done, we will have Josh Schamberger up here joining us as he's representing the Iowa City Area Sports Commission, the presenting sponsor of the Iowa Duels here tonight, but also a big part of the Hawkeye Women's Wrestling Club and a big proponent and supporter of a variety of sports around here in the Iowa City area. So Grand Valley wins that dual meet by a score of 29-8. So we've got a 10-minute intermission, and then they will be getting ready for the Hawkeyes and the Vikings. They're going to be announcing here in just a little bit the honorary captain for tonight's dual meet for the Hawkeyes, and that is Trisha Saunders. Trisha is a trailblazer, and that is almost underscoring her importance for women's wrestling. 4-time world champ, 5-time world medalist at the UWWs. Never lost a match to an American opponent in her career. 11-time American champion, national champion here in the US of A. And this is all before women's wrestling was in the Olympics. So never had a chance to do that. She was actually one of the first ever coaches in 2004 for the U.S. Women's Olympic team. She is the first woman to be inducted into the National Wrestling Hall of Fame down in Stillwater, Oklahoma. And she is the first American woman to be inducted into the United Wrestling or World Wrestling Hall of Fame as well. So she is one of those that a lot of these young ladies have looked up to and seen a lot of what she has done. Trisha Saunders is the honorary captain for the Hawkeye women tonight. And to say the least, she has been a trailblazer, really set the stage for a lot of these young women in this sport of wrestling across the country. Taking a quick peek at some scoreboard information. Hawkeye men's basketball team had a tough one out west. They spent all week out in California and dropped a tough one, big loss at UCLA. They will be back in action on Tuesday right here inside Carver Hawkeye Arena as they will take on the Minnesota Golden Gophers. That will be an 8 o'clock tip time. The Hawkeye women will be in action tomorrow afternoon. They are out in the Pacific Northwest in Eugene to take on the Oregon Ducks. And then Hawkeye gymnastics, women's gymnastics in action, just finishing up over in Ohio State this afternoon. And taking a look at the NFL scoreboard, looks like the Kansas City Chiefs are going to survive and move on They have a 23-14 lead in the final seconds against the Texans. And that was a dogfight to the very end. The Chiefs put up 10 points in the fourth quarter to pull away in that one. Later here tonight, the Washington Commanders will be in action at Detroit. Tomorrow, the LA Rams will be in Philadelphia to take on the Eagles, and the Baltimore Ravens travel to Buffalo to take on the Bills. And that is a look at our scoreboard update presented by U.S. Bank. U.S. Bank is a proud sponsor of the Iowa Hawkeyes. We're in it with you for the good stuff and all the hard work it takes to get there, because together there is nothing as powerful as the power of us. U.S. Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC. Interviewing Trisha Saunders right now and just asking her about the growth that she's seen. And similar to what we've said and seen over the years, is just seeing phenomenal growth and expansion in this great sport of wrestling on the women's side. So great to have her here in Iowa City, recognize her accomplishments, her accolades, everything that she's done to really be that trailblazer and set the tone, and be able to open up so many of these opportunities for so many girls and young women. And I had a chance to go do the PA for my hometown West Branch. We hosted a match on Monday, and just seeing so many girls in the 4 different matches that we had, and the work that they're putting in, the excitement that you're seeing, the fan support that you've got. Actually had a young lady from Mid-Prairie that picked up her 100th career victory, and that was an honor to be able to announce that and recognize her accomplishments. And so it's really exciting to see that, and got a lot of people close to me that are involved in doing wrestling stuff, and looking for nothing but continued growth as we move forward. So excited for all of that. Nice standing ovation for Trisha Saunders. Still about 5 minutes away from wrestling action here tonight. For the Hawkeyes and Augustana. Going to get ready to get started here in just a little bit. Augustana coached by Tony Willert, assisted by Jared Head, Jim Rabe, BJ McGee, John Malvick, and John Petrov, as well as Freddie Terranova. The starting lineups anticipated for this dual meet that is about ready to get started. At 1:03, the Hawkeyes will be sending out third-ranked Sterling Diaz. Sterling has had some tough matchups this season. Actually had to injury default out of the Soldier Salute. So she's been banged up a little bit, but hopefully get her healthy here as the Hawks head into the final stretch of their season. She will not have a match. Augustana does not have a 103-pounder, so that one will be open. At 110, second-ranked Ava Bayless or fifth-ranked Emily Gonzalez will take on Joe Orozco for Augustana. At 117, top-ranked Brianna Gonzalez for the Hawkeyes will take on Liz Ramirez for the Vikings. At 124, seventh-ranked Callie Lang for Iowa against Sandy Fafile. At 131, we'll see either number 10 Emily Frost or Emily Patnaud taking on Moni Griffin for Augustana. At 138 pounds, third-ranked Nania Estrella for Iowa, or number 6 Caden Stidich taking on for Augustana Bree Bynum. At 145, either number 1 Macy Kilty or number 2 Reese Laramendi. They'll be taking on Anya Moffitt for the Vikings. At 160, top-ranked Kennedy Blades, Olympic silver medalist, will be taking on Miriam Nadia. At 180, either top-ranked Kylie Welker or 6th-ranked Naomi Simon for the Hawkeyes. They will take on Sawyer Graham for Augustana. And at 207, 6th-ranked Olivia White will be taking on Angie Guy for Augustana. Looking at the matchups with Grand Valley State, like we said, there's going to be some good matchups. For Diaz at 103, she'll have number 4 ranked Rihanna Shahagan. At 110, Bayless or Gonzalez is going to have their hands full with number 1 Sage Mortimer. She is an age-level world champion. She is a tough competitor, so that's going to be a good match. At 117, Gonzalez will have either Anna Malovich or Keely Taballo. At 124, Lang will take on number 4 ranked Aspen Blasco, so a big opportunity for Callie in that match. At 131, Frost or Patnode will take on Hannah Police. At 138, another one that's on paper should be pretty good, either 3rd ranked Estrella or 6th ranked Stadich taking on number 2 Katie Lang. At 145, Kilty or Laramendi will take on probably number 9 Elaney Johnson, or could see Skylar Little Soldier there. Blades at 160 will take on Emily Medford or Clarissa Agostini. 180, this should be a really good one. You could see Kylie Welker, number 1, or number 6 Naomi Simon. They've got number 2 Sabrina Naus. So, again, another big matchup for the Hawkeyes. And then closing it out with the heavyweights, White will take on Aaliyah Grandberry. Right now I'm going to stand and listen to the singing of our national anthem. National anthem in the books, ready to get things rolling here between the Hawkeyes and the Vikings of Augustana. We want to let you know Dodge Street Tire and Auto, locally owned and operated and voted best of the area for the 10th consecutive year, proudly supports Hawkeye Wrestling. Trust Dodge Street Tire for honest auto repair and the best deals on Goodyear and Toyo tires. Dodge Street Tire and Auto, celebrating over 30 good years on the corner of Dodge and Church Streets in Iowa City. Also in Iowa, we grow corn, but the truth is corn grows Iowa. Corn grows feed for our livestock, food for our families, and clean burning fuel. For your drive to the game, drive clean with unleaded 88 and support Iowa corn farmers. Go to iowacorn.org to pump it up with unleaded 88. Peeking ahead real quick for the Hawkeye women as we get through starting lineups. Almost done. They have things shaped out pretty good where we've got our 2 matches tonight. Next weekend they will be at the college duels held in Albany, New York. And that starts at 11:15 a.m. on Saturday. They'll be taking on Lock Haven and then Sacred Heart, then Elmira, then Presbyterian. And then on February 1st, they will be wrestling in the Grandview Open. Then they've got a 3-week break as they get ready for their regionals. And the NCWWC regionals will be held on February 22nd. That is down in Indianola at Simpson College. And that will be the qualifier for the NCWWC National Championships Those will be held on March 7th and 8th right here in Coralville over at the Extreme Arena. So 2 duels tonight, 4 duels next weekend, 1 more open tournament. And then the Hawkeye women are looking to their postseason. So working their way down. Like we said, Nationals will be in Coralville thanks to the Iowa City Area Sports Commission. They are the meet sponsor for us here tonight on the Hawkeye Radio Network. The Iowa City Area Sports Commission responsible for bringing state tournaments and amateur sports to our community, boosting our economy and our quality of life. They are proud sponsors of UI Women's Athletics. Learn more at wegotnext.org. They are the ones that put the information together to host that national tournament. They are the ones that work to put together the Soldier Salute, where we can see both the men and women compete at Extreme Arena. They work to bring the girls' state wrestling tournament. They've been working on having volleyball there and a variety of other events. And so we are excited for everything that the Iowa City Area Sports Commission does. Get the okay for everything. Wait for the captains to make their way out. As soon as this duel is over, Josh Schamberger will be making his way up to talk a little more about the Iowa City Area Sports Commission. He's sitting over at the scorers table on the far side with Mark Ironside, my radio partner on the men's side. Mark said he may come up and join me for the Grand Valley State duel. Depends on if he goes and gets his second Carver Cone of the night or not. And we are ready to go here. And like we said, Augustana not having anybody weighing in at 103. Sterling Diaz wins by forfeit. So that puts the Hawkeyes on top by a score of 5-0. That will move us to 110. Joe Orozco for Augustana College. Let's see who the Hawkeyes send out from that tunnel. It is second-ranked Ava Bayless. Whistle sounds. We are underway here, and right off the whistle, Bayless coming across. Gets a quick takedown right on the edge. Gets the 2, and they blow her out. And then a little short drag into a double for the 2, trying to keep that leg tusk in. Looks like they gave her 2 and 2. So that makes it 6-0. Now she's trying to get that arm bar, scooping the head. Into that whip over, driving her over, gets another 2, makes it 8-0. Now see if she can settle up a little bit further. Unable to with that move. See if she goes back to it. Try to wing, nothing there. Now comes to a half on the right side. Now pulls her back up over for the exposure, and that will do it. They should have stopped it. They should have stopped it. Referee on the mat didn't realize, but they're letting the action continue to see if there's a fall, but they got to blow the horn. Somebody blow the horn. will be a 10-0 win for Bayless. That'll be 14 points for the Hawkeyes. You get 5 for a fall, 4 for a tech fall, and 3 for a decision. If you do it with a shutout, the other team doesn't get anything. If your opponent scores in a match, then they get 1 team point, even in a loss. Moving to 117. Brianna Gonzalez, sophomore out of El Monte, California, going to be taking on Liz Ramirez for Augustana. Brianna winning the Soldier Salute, went 4-0 at the National Duels last weekend. (25-0) on the season for your top-ranked 17-pounder for the Hawkeyes. Coming across with that 2-on-1, trying to drag, looking to get that head onto the appropriate side. Pulls her all the way down to the mat and gets around behind and covers for the 2. Confirmed. Drops down to the ankles, see if she can lace that up. Ramirez did a good job clearing that out, so now Gonzalez comes up looking for that wing to run over. Can't get it, so they'll stop the action and head back to their feet. Gonzalez a couple of fakes, now big snap, front headlock, gets around behind and throws her the rest of the way flat for 2 more. And then just a quick tilt up around the chest for 2 more. Got a leg in, going to a power half. Runs that up over, comes out front, scooping the head to see if she can settle back the other way. 2 exposure. She's got 1:45. She gets the half put in on the other side. Now scooping the head back the other direction. Ramirez showing some flexibility. Gonzalez showing a lot of patience right here. Comes back around. Trying to settle back. Every time she goes, Ramirez is able to roll those hips through and get all the way across. So, going to stop the action. 1:15 to go here, first period. Gonzalez an 8-0 lead for the Hawkeyes. Kind of a little short drag into a snatch. Didn't get it. Then a shot by Ramirez. Gonzalez steps aside. Down blocks, gets around behind for the 2 and the 10-0 technical superiority. Hawks move out to a 13-0 lead. That will move us to 124. 7th-ranked Callie Lang for the Hawkeyes taking on Sandy Pafile. File for the Vikings, Lang for the Hawkeyes. Pyrotechnics going full bore here tonight. They've got the smoke machine right at the edge of the stands, and then a couple of flames down at the tunnel where the Hawkeye will come out. A couple on the other side behind the photographers. They turn the lights down as each wrestler comes out. Underway here at 117. Or 124, excuse me. Snap by Lang. Almost got around behind, couldn't get it. Now gets to that head to the outside shot, trying to elevate. Gets her sat to her butt. Cuts across and covers for the 2. Callie seeing if she can find that ankle lace. Cannot. They'll stop it. Files' headgear came off on that shot attempt, so she's got to run over as it actually got kicked all the way over almost to the Hawkeye corner. Gets it strapped back up and get back to action here. 2:23 to go in the first. Lang with a 2-0 lead. Iowa 13-0 over Augustana. Headgear came unstrapped again. It's about ready to come off. Lang snaps into that front headlock. Tries a little knee tap action. Now circles back the other way. And then almost gets taken down as they get all the way around behind her. In freestyle, you got to bump them all the way down. As Lang's in a tripod, you got to get her flat on the mat. And Lang actually stopped the move with her hips and is able to hold file for the 2-point exposure. And now she's seeing if she can try to adjust, pulling that far arm up, elevating it up a little bit higher. Pushing that far arm out and away. File hipping down really hard on her right hip. Lang trying to drive in. Got to adjust just a little bit. There she does. File arching on her head, though, and is able to bump off just a little bit. So Lang tries hopping the other side, throws a chicken wing in. Scoops that arm, gets another 2 exposure, but it is not confirmed. So they stop it as File's headgear actually gets caught in her hair, and there they get it cleared out, get back to their feet. So the referee on the mat called for 2 more exposure, but the 2 side refs, the judges, must have determined that that was still part of the same move, so they did not award an additional 2 exposure for Lang. So it's still a 4-0 lead, 55 seconds to go here in the first. Lang coming across 2-on-1 and gets the step out point as she pushes her all the way out of bounds. 5-0 now. File takes a shot right off the whistle. Lang hips into her, flattens her out. Trying to break that grip as she's looking to circle around. Right on that center tiger hawk. File hanging on tight with those legs. Lang doing a good job trying to get around to the edge, but the referee stops it to get them back to their feet. Freestyle does not allow near as many scrambles as there's a down block go behind 2 for Lang. Trying to get that ankle lace locked in. File up to her base, pulls her legs out wide. Now Lang jumps into that chicken wing, but they stop the action. So 11 seconds left, 7-0 is the lead for Lang. And that's how this first period will come to an end. 7-0 is the lead for Callie Lang. As the official wireless partner of the Iowa Hawkeyes, U.S. Cellular reminds you that on game days, your hands are for cheering, not texting. Because game days are built for the Hawkeyes, U.S. Cellular is built for us. Again, tonight's duel presented by the Iowa City Area Sports Commission. And Riverside Casino and Golf Resort is the presenting sponsor for Hawkeye Women's Wrestling all season long. Thank you to both of them as we get back to action here. Second 3 minutes of the 124 match. Callie Lang for the Hawkeyes, Sandy File for Augustana. Another go behind there for Lang. 9-0 is the lead. She's trying to throw a gut wrench in. Not there, so she goes to that chicken wing. Grabbing that far wrist, trying to run it over. File hipping down hard. Stop the action, get back to their feet. Lang, another snap into that front headlock. File throws that arm out white, and Lang just bowls her over. She's trying to adjust. She's got the tech here. She's got 2 minutes to see if she can settle down and get that other shoulder blade to the mat. She snapped, got her down to her knees, and then basically just bowled her over. Took her straight to her back. They confirmed the 2-point exposure since it wasn't a feet to back per se. Now she's just trying to settle down. Seeing if she can just be patient. Still has a minute and a half to go to see if she can settle down a little bit further. If she could reach up, maybe pull that head up a little bit. But as soon as she does, she's probably going to allow her to roll through the rest of the way. Just slowly working her back a little bit at a time. Just trying to pull it a little bit at a time with a minute to go now. Now she does get a little more sense of urgency as she reaches up trying to adjust that arm around the head. Credit Vile for fighting this off as long as she has. Lang turning just a little bit at a time, and there they confirm the fall. So Callie Lang gets another 5 for the Hawkeyes. Puts them on top by a score of 18-0. And that is going to move us to 131 pounds. Join the Swarm. Team up with Iowa athletes to support local charities. Make a difference today. Visit iowaswarm.com to learn more. Emily Frost gets the nod here at 131. Frost, number 10 in the country, taking on Moni Griffin. 18-0 lead for the Hawkeyes. There's a 2-on-1 drag go behind for the 2. Frost right away jumps in, throws that on the right, wing on the left, trying to run it over. And now settles her up, and they're going to stop it for, going to get 2 exposure, going to stop it for potentially dangerous. Griffin a little slow to get up there as that right elbow got twisted funny. Takes a little extra time coming back to the center, stretching that arm out a little bit. That was a case where Frost just started running that and her arm slipped just enough that she got it into a bad spot right as she started to go over. As there's a shot by Griffin, and Frost just sags the hips and drives into her. Gets the takedown. Now she's got that wing thrown up over again. 8-0 is the lead. She hops the hips over to the other side. A lot of flexibility here from Griffin. Fights that off. Then an ankle lace thrown in for another 2 for Lang. That's going to do it. 10-0 Tech fall. 22-0 is the lead for Iowa. Iowa Lottery Weekend is coming to Carver Hawkeye Arena. You could play the all-new 9s in a Line scratch ticket for your chance to win cash, or enter non-winning tickets into the VIP club for a chance to see Iowa women's basketball take on UCLA, or also catch men's basketball or wrestling. Simply visit ialottery.com/VIP for details and play today. At 138 pounds. Cadence Dedich for the Hawkeyes. Cadence taking on Bree Bynum for Augustana. Dedich, freshman out of Freeport, Illinois, gets in on a shot. Whizzer still thrown in, so no points awarded yet. Now she adjusts the other way and gets the takedown and throws in the ankle lace. Rolls her through for two. Rolls her through again for two. Rolls her one more time as they go out of bounds, and that'll make it an 8-0 lead. There's a shot by Bynum. Dedich into a front headlock. Doesn't get anywhere, so they circle back up to their feet. Finding that 2-on-1. And clears out of that, drives through to the far knee. Couldn't get it, now comes up looking for that whip over, not there. Then gets around behind the hips and covers for the 2 and the 10-0 tech fall. And that will give the Hawkeyes the 26-0 lead. University of Iowa Healthcare is here for you no matter where you are in the state. Changing medicine, changing lives for all of Iowa and beyond. Visit uihealthcare.org. Reese Laramendi gets the nod here at 145 in this first match, taking on Anya Moffett for Augustana. Reese 17-1 on the season. Her only loss to teammate Macy Kilty in the finals of the Soldier Salute. Comes across, snap, not there, goes to an underhook. Snap. Tries to get around behind, almost went a little too far, but stays with it. Hustles around, gets the 2, gets a gut wrench for 2. Goes back the other way, can't quite get it. So she tries to adjust. Down, looking bent leg, nothing there. Drops down, head between the legs, trying to get that ankle lace. And going to stop it and get back to their feet. 4-0 is the lead for Laramendi. Half attempt from Moffett from a ways away. Laramendi comes with the underhook on the left side, now snaps. Double attempt from Laramendi, cutting off to a single. She's got her head on the outside, gets her draped up over the back, and comes through the back door and covers for the 2. Had the ankles not really laced up. She just had both legs pinched together, tried rolling through, but couldn't make it happen. Moffett bellies out, and they will stop it. Unlike in folk style, where you're encouraged to be active after you get taken down, folk style or freestyle, they want you to belly out to avoid the exposures. Nice low single right there for Laramendi for another takedown. She slides down looking for those ankle lace. Not there, looking for a wing, not there. Stop the action, get to their feet. Your coach to just belly out after you get taken down, and then if the offensive wrestler can't do anything, they will stop the action and restart you on your feet. Laramendi an 8-0 lead. Underhook, tries throwing it by, gets on the edge, gets the push out for a point confirmed. back to the center. Fresh start. Goes back to that low single. Got the ankle, trying to drive through. Looking to pop the head off, but Moffitt does a good job. Clears out, comes back, gets a shot of her own. Gets all the way around behind Laramendi. Reese trying to get that hand control. They go out of bounds. That will be a 1-point push out for Augustana Moffitt. So that'll make it 9-2. They gave it caution on Laramendi for fleeing. So 1-point push out, 1-point fleeing. It's now a 9-2 lead for Laramendi. Drag into a shot attempt. Moffitt tries to get a go behind. Catches the head. Shot attempt there for Laramendi. 1-point push out confirmed. They were close to what would be considered grounded, where basically if you're on your knees and get pushed out, they don't give the 1-point push out, but they did say they stood up for that push out before they came back to their knees. And there is another push out for Laramendi, so that'll make it 11-2. 9 seconds left here in the first. This first 3 minutes comes to an end. Laramendi leading 11-2 as we go to the break. Wrestlers head over to their respective corners, get some instruction from their coaches. Another shot, and takedown for Laramendi will be the 2. It is confirmed. 13-2 technical superiority. And that will make the score 30-1 in favor of the Hawkeyes. Since Reese gave up those 2 points, that will be 1 team point for Augustana. That moves us to 160. Top ranks Kennedy Blades for the Hawkeyes, taking on Miriam Nadia. Blades making her way out from the tunnel. Olympic silver medalist. And right away comes across, gets an underhook and confirms 4. Trying to pull her back to the center. She's looking for a gut, but they will slide out of bounds. Fresh start 15 seconds in. Double leg. To the back for another 4. Right on the edge, they stop it, heading back to the center. There's slide by, gets around behind, and a suplex for a 5-point throw to close things out for Blades. Take down to the back for 4. You get a suplex like that for a full exposure, you get 5. And that was confirmed, and that's 13-0 in 31 seconds. And that gets this crowd to their feet. Puts the Hawks on top by a score of 34-1. I love Nadia. She gets up from getting thrown. She's all smiles. She comes over. She gets congratulated by her teammates. She says, hey, you just got thrown by an Olympic silver medalist. And that moves us to 180. Sawyer Graham. For Augustana, Naomi Simon will get the call here in this match for Iowa. True freshman out of Decorah. 23-2 record on the year. She actually lost earlier this year to Naus of Grand Valley, who's ranked number 2 in the country. That was at the Missouri Valley Open. And then she lost in the finals of the Soldier Salute to teammate Kylie Welker, who's number 1. So a true freshman, and her 2 losses are to the top 2 ranked girls in the country. 34-1 lead for the Hawkeyes. Simon coming across, underhook on the left side. Trying to pull Graham down out of that. Now Graham takes a sweep attempt. Simon, heavy hips. Breaks that grip. Now looking for a cradle locked in right here. Trying to clear that arm out of the way. She gets that hip flattened down. Now goes into the whip over, gets the 2. And now she's got some time here to get the fall. She had 2:10. She needed 4 seconds. And Simon is your winner by fall. Hawks take a 39-1 lead as we move into the heavyweights. Oak Knoll's mission is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through Life Care, a not-for-profit life plan community serving the Iowa City area for 57 years. Oak Knoll conveniently located near the University of Iowa Healthcare Campus, Kinnick Stadium, Carver Hawkeye Arena, and downtown Iowa City. Proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics. Visit oakknoll.com to learn more. Olivia White makes her way out. Number 6 in the country, taking on Angie Guy. Final match of this first dual meet. We will have Josh Schamberger joining us during the intermission. Guy in her first match against Grand Valley went upper body, a lot of throws. She's coming across with that overhook right there, but White clears out of it. White goes into a nice fireman's carry and gets the 4-point exposure and then settles in around the head and will get the confirmed fall to close things out for the Hawkeyes. That will make the final score 44-1 for the Hawkeyes over Augustana. And they'll get ready to reset it and do it all over again. If you're looking for a place to stay near Iowa City and the University of Iowa, Hyatt Regency Coralville offers a memorable experience. The newly remodeled 288-room hotel features an on-site restaurant, new cafe serving Starbucks, a beautiful outdoor terrace, and much more. Hyatt Regency Coralville, located in the Iowa River Landing District, and is within walking distance to unique restaurants, luxury retailers, and live events at Extreme Arena. Well, again, all season long, Hawkeye Women's Wrestling presented, both on the radio and here in Carver, also on the road by Riverside Casino and Golf Resort. Stop by today for a relaxing massage at the spa, fine dining at Ruthie's Steak and Seafood, and so much more. Visit Riverside Casino and Golf Resort today, located minutes south of Iowa City. They are proud to be the presenting sponsor for Hawkeye Women's Wrestling, and we say a huge thank you to Riverside Casino and Golf Resort for their partnership with the Iowa Hawkeyes. Josh Schamberger taking care of some sponsor recognition down on the mat before he makes his way up here. Hawkeyes 10-minute intermission before they get after it with Grand Valley State, ranked number 4 in the country. Should be some fun matchups in that one. Look over where Shammy was sitting with Ironside. He gets up and leaves, and who comes down to sit next to Mark but none other than Dan Gable. He's seen a freestyle match or two in his day. He is another person that he doesn't care if it's freestyle, folk style, Greco-Roman, men's, women's, youth, senior level. He is nothing more than a proponent of wrestling around the world. Olympic gold medalist and the greatest wrestling coach of all time, at least in my opinion. Not many people can argue with that. Got one or two others that may be able to make a claim to that, but Coach Gable has done a lot for the sport of wrestling. Exciting to see him here supporting the Hawkeye women. We'll be doing senior recognition tonight. It is senior night, the final home duel for the Hawkeye women. Had a couple of them this year, thankfully. A lot of good matchups coming up for the Hawkeyes and the Lakers of Grand Valley State. Right out of the gate, you're going to have number 3 DS, number 4 Sahagan, number 2 Bayless, number 1 Mortimer, number 7 Lang, number 4 Blasco, number 3 Estrella, number 2 Lang. Number 1 Kilty against number 9 Johnson. Number 1 Welker against number 2 Noss. Should be a lot of fun here. Grand Valley defeated Augustana 29-8 in our first duel of the evening. Sergeant First Class David Kinkle, the military honoree, gets a much-deserved round of applause from the crowd. Always get goosebumps when you start seeing and hearing some of the accolades for these servicemen and women. You definitely learn to not take for granted the freedom we have is because of so many brave men and women. It's great that we see so many different sporting events start to recognize some of them at various times. Very happy by that. announcing / recognizing the Hawkeyes' second straight national duels championship. Minutes away here from this final match of the evening. Just looking at some of the information about the Iowa City Sports Commission, we got next.org. 38 produced and supported supporting events. Estimate over $16 million of economic impact for the Iowa City-Coralville corridor area. Seen over 124,000 people in attendance at those different events. Soldier Salute, Dan Gable, Donnybrook, Girls State Wrestling Championships. Few of the things wrestling-wise. Just great to see a lot of the stuff that the Iowa City Area Sports Commission is able to do. Hawkeyes making their way back out. Well, yeah, also forget the state dual meet for the boys' side of the wrestling championships. Not only do they utilize Extreme Arena, they also have the Campus Rec and Wellness Center and the Hawkeye Tennis and Rec Complex. WeGotNext.org, the Iowa City Area Sports Commission. Let's see here. Hawk fans, enjoy your home away from home at Coralville's finest all-suite Homewood Suites and Home 2 Suites by Hilton. Relax in spacious suites with free breakfast, 24-hour fitness, pool, hot tub, and more. Perfectly located for your Hawkeye visit. Also, for a taste of unique flavors you will love, stop by Molly's Cupcakes in downtown Iowa City. They've got homemade cupcakes, cookies, cakes, bars, and coffee drinks. Molly's Cupcakes, a proud supporter of the Iowa Hawkeyes. Like we said, the Iowa City Sports Commission sponsoring this. Kylie joining us right now. And what did you do, draw the short straw? Josh said, hey, you're the one that gets to do this?
Yeah.
He speaks.
Like she doesn't want to walk up here.
Basically. He was having too much fun talking to Ironside, and then Dan Gable came down.
That's got to be it.
I know where I'm at in the pecking order.
Yeah,
you got Gable, Ironside, and then I'm down a little bit later.
Yeah.
So, well, we got next.org, Iowa City Sports Commission. And you guys, it's like, anytime you turn around, it feels like, oh, hey, there's this big event coming to the Iowa City area. Talk a little bit about what you guys try to do here for the community.
Yeah, so we're a nonprofit that's funded by Economic Impact, so it is our goal to bring events to the community. So we host our own events, we support events, and then we run a grant program that supports over 30 events. So no matter what time of year it is, we have a lot of events coming up. we have, I think, 6 or 7 events that we're supporting in the month of February. So it's always busy over at our office, whether we're rolling out wrestling mats or supporting a swimming event. We've kind of got our hand in everything, and we really pride ourselves in the state tournaments that we host too. So we have state wrestling coming up, girls state wrestling, and then boys state duels the following day. So that's a big weekend for us. So yeah.
That's exciting. And I mean, you always talk about development and seeing, why are we building an arena and having these events here? But there's a lot of impact that you can see for the community, for the businesses.
Yep, for sure. The Saturday of Boys State Duels at Extreme Arena, that's like the biggest day for the restaurants in the Iowa River Landing. And then state volleyball in November, it's the biggest day for some of those stores like Lululemon. So yes, there's a hotel impact that we're funded off, but then there's also the impact that hits the restaurants, the stores, the gas stations. So it really affects more than what you think, but every time someone's coming into town, even for something like this, they're spending money somewhere, right? So.
Yep. Well, and you talked about the grant program. What kinds of things is that for? What kinds of things do you look to support?
That's more youth events, a little bit more amateur events. It's a diverse group of events, so we support things like disc golf and that, archery, dance, swimming. There is wrestling in that one too, so just a little bit of everything there, and we try to diversify our grant program as much as possible and hit as many different areas in the community for sure.
Excellent. Well, it's exciting to see that, and just know that, there's so much that's happening to help support things. And, we're grateful for everything you guys do when we come over for Soldier Salute. I know anytime there's something going on, I call Josh like, hey, what can you do? And, we find a way to get connected and make things happen. So it's a lot of fun. So, Kylie, we're about ready to get started. I'll let you go sit and enjoy this. But
thank you.
Yep, thank you guys very much.
Thanks.
Kylie with the Iowa City Sports Commission. They are the sponsor here. Head to wegotnext.org and learn more about everything that they do and see what they're doing here in the community. So, getting ready to get rolling here with our first match of this second dual meet. Sterling Diaz for the Hawkeyes, the sophomore, taking on 4th-ranked Rihanna Sahagan for Grand Valley State. Sahagan, big old pink knee sleeve on her right leg. Diaz, couple of big snaps, working that collar tie, trying to find that opening. Looking to slide by, almost grabbed that leg, but couldn't quite control it. Comes to a 2-on-1. Sahagan looking to go to a front headlock off of that. Sterling clears out. .45 seconds gone by, no score. An attempt there by Sahagan from a ways away. And there's a 1-point push out for Diaz. At the same time, a passivity warning for Sahagan. So a 1-0 lead for Diaz. Diaz coming back across, looking for that 2-on-1. Sahagan clears out of it quickly, though. Tries to get right back to it. Looking for that head position. She's got it on the opposite side. Trying to snap. Comes back up to that collar, stepping heavy. Now they're going to stop it. Second passivity warning against Sahagan, so that will put her on a 30-second clock. If she does not score in those 30 seconds, then it will be another point for Diaz. Minute 15 to go here in the first period. Diaz for the Hawkeyes, a 1-0 lead. High crotch attempt there. Reshot by Diaz. Good job by Sahagan getting the hands down. Almost throwing her by to get her out of bounds, but Diaz circles back towards the center. 30 seconds is going to expire with no points, so it will be a 2-0 lead now for Diaz. 55 to go here in the first. Now passivity warning against Diaz. Couple attempts. There's a shot there by Sterling. Couldn't quite get to the leg, though. Now they are going to warn Sterling for passivity. It's one thing I always struggle with. I mean, she just took a shot right there. But I also enjoy it because it encourages the action and tries to get things pushing forward. So first period is going to come to an end. Sterling with that 2-on-1, but won't get anywhere with it. She's going to take a 2-0 lead into the second. Second break here. A couple of little coaching points from each side. Said good coaching staff at Grand Valley State. First year as a program. Former Hawk Marlon Deedy, the assistant, and Jake Short, two-time NCAA qualifier at Minnesota, and then was coach for several years at Augsburg on the women's side. Moved over to Michigan and took over this Grand Valley State's program. Back to action here. Half attempt there by Diaz. Good down block by Sahagan. Coming back across. She's into an over-under situation. And now we're going to get stoppage and second passivity warning on Diaz. So that'll give the 30-second clock. She's got 30 seconds to score. Otherwise, it will be a point for Sahagan. Both these girls, good solid position. Been hard to get to each other's legs, find an opening. Diaz going to that 2-on-1. Sahagan trying to go front headlock out of that. Sterling snaps. Now comes into that underhook on the right side. She's going to give up the point. She won't be able to score. Hagen trying to horse up that over-under, and then there's a shot attempted, and then a throw. They're going to say 4 points, confirmed blue. So Diaz going to fall behind by a score of 5-2, lat drop right on the edge. And with a minute 44 to go, Diaz finds herself behind 5-2 now. Hit a nice shot, came across, but good defense right on the edge by Sahagan. Was able to hit that lat drop and just threw her. There's a nice double leg and takes her down to the hip for 2. That'll make it 5-4. Looking for a wrist, looking for a tilt of some sort. Trying to run that half over. And they're going to stop it and get back to their feet. 1:10 on the clock. 5-4 is the lead for Sahagan. A passivity point, and now a 4-point throw. Takedown by Diaz, though, makes it 5-4. Chant of "Let's Go Hawks" making its way through Carver. Diaz goes to that underhook, but it's almost like Sahagan wants that because she clamps in on that overhook. Yes, nice low single, but Sahagan felt it coming last second, throws that leg back out of the way. Circling back up, 38 seconds to go. Yes, got to find a way to get to those legs here. Sahagan with a half attempt, Diaz with the underhook, 25 on the clock. Misdirection attempt, she touches the leg, but Diaz unable to follow through. Now coming across. Slip throw attempt there right on the edge. Diaz cuts across to the leg, gets the other one, gets her sat to her butt. No takedown yet. Trying to drive through. 9 seconds left. Sahagan, great hips, and is going to fight this off. And Diaz is going to drop this one by a score of 5-4. Lap drop right on the edge makes the difference. So the Hawkeyes fall behind 3-1 after one match. Now Coach Chun going to throw the challenge brick in, thinking there should have been a takedown awarded. The side judge actually put the two paddle up and then pulled it back down and changed his mind. And this is where, not fully sure, she had both legs secured with her sat to her butt, but I don't know exactly where the head positioning needs to be to see if that should be a takedown or not. So the referees will come over and look at the replay. Well, we knew there was going to be some good matchups here in this second dual meet for the Hawkeyes, third dual meet of the evening. Showing all the Fight for Iowa hashtags up on the big screen right now. Seen a few people I know from the West Branch area. There's a group over on the far side that all decked out in their black and gold striped overalls. Got their two foam fingers. And they are getting into it. They're having a good time. Looking through the replay again. So the head table judge is the one that looks at the review, but then they have to see what they determine. Now the mat ref going over talking to the announcers in the score table. Still looking to see. And it looks like they're looking at the review again. I don't know if they're trying to find a different angle to see something a little different. The Main Street Sweets has been serving great ice cream and food in the heart of downtown West Branch for nearly 15 years. Offering great burgers, tenderloins, cheese balls, and more, along with many awesome ice cream treats. Order online, call ahead, or stop in to visit. Main Street Sweets, owned and operated by my wife Jessica and me, on the web at mainstreetsweetswb.com. Like I said, I don't know for sure which way this is going to go, because it was close. And the fact that DS had both legs, it looked like her head was out, but she was sat to her butt, but I don't know if that's enough in the freestyle. And the review says no points, so that will actually make the final score 6-4 because the Hawks lose the challenge. So criteria not met. So 6-4 is the final there. 3-1 is the team score in favor of Grand Valley State. And that moves us to 110, which is going to be another exciting matchup. Top-ranked Sage Mortimer, world-level champion at her age level. They're actually going to send Emily Gonzalez, number 5 in the country, for this one. finished third at the Soldier Salute. She actually wrestled against Mortimer at the Missouri Valley Open and lost an 11-5 decision. And it looks like she's not wrestling there, so Hawks will win by forfeit. I was looking down at my notes. So just like that, Iowa goes on top 6-3. Kylie Tebaldo going at 117 against Brianna Gonzalez. So with that forfeit at 110, 6-3 now is the lead for the Hawkeyes. After Sterling Diaz drops 6-4 at 103. Gonzalez a 10-0 tech fall in the first period in her first match this evening against Augustana. Snatch single attempt right on the edge, trying to turn her back in. And they're going to say 2-1-2. So 2 is confirmed on the takedown, and now Jake Short's going to challenge that. He was thinking it should just be 1, not 2, because she wasn't taken all the way down. And I can see his point. I was kind of surprised that they confirmed 2 on it. I was thinking it would be a 1-point push out. This could be interesting though, because coaches in freestyle, you make that challenge, you risk losing a point. So if he wins this challenge, it would be 1-0 lead. If he loses the challenge, it'll be a 3-0 lead. So it's not just as simple as saying, oh, I'm going to make a challenge, and if I don't get it, I don't get it. They confirmed 2. So they confirmed the 2. 1 penalty point on the lost challenge. So that does make it a 3-0 lead. So 2:25 to go here in the first. 3-0 is the lead for Gonzalez for the Hawkeyes. Gonzalez 2-on-1. Clears out of that. Tries a little short attempt on the other side. Over towards the edge again, throws the underhook. They go out of bounds. 1-point step out. That'll make it 4-0 now. Tap the head, look for a low single there by Tebaldo, but Gonzalez just threw the legs back out of the way. She comes back looking for that 2-on-1 again. Tebaldo bending over, getting her hips back and away. Gonzalez, really short, compact, stocky wrestler with a nice snap into a front headlock. Circles around behind against the several inches taller than her Tebaldo. Gets the 2, makes it a 6-0 lead. 1:15 to go here in the first. Trying to open up an ankle. Tebaldo keeping those knees up under her, but Gonzalez does a good job. Reaches down, pulls that leg out, but referee says not quick enough, so get back to our feet. Minute to go here in the first. A 6-0 lead for the Hawkeye, Brianna Gonzalez. Gonzalez, a little short drag and gets the takedown. Was looking up to the head, but couldn't quite get it. So back to where she was, trying to pull that leg out. Now goes into a quick tilt. Didn't quite get it far enough. She goes back to that gut. Not there. Back to their feet with 22 seconds to go. Snap by Gonzalez. Looking for an opening here as the final seconds tick away. Will be an 8-0 lead for Gonzalez of the Hawkeyes as we head to the second period. And the Hawkeye women will be heading to Albany, New York next weekend for the 2025 college duels. They'll take on Lock Haven, Sacred Heart, Elmira, and Presbyterian. That will start at 11:15 Saturday morning. 11:15, 12:30, 2:45, and 4 o'clock, I believe. "30-second break done. Both wrestlers back out. Wait for the referee, blows the whistle, and get back underway here. 2 3-minute periods. That 30-second break in between. Gonzalez, little pass by, couldn't get to the leg. Right on the edge. Underhook, push out, 1 more point, makes it 9-0. Arm drag attempt right there by Tebaldo, but Gonzalez does a good job. Gets away from it and then comes around and gets a 2-point takedown to finish it out. 11-0 will be the technical superiority. Hawks go up by a score of 10-3 now. And that will move us to 124 pounds. This is a big one here, top 10 matchup. 7th-ranked Callie Lang for the Hawkeyes, taking on number 4, Aspen Blasco for Grand Valley State. Actually pinned by Blasco at the Missouri Valley Open. And Blasco gets the takedown, goes into the power half. They're going to stop it for... Not sure if that was potentially dangerous or just said she wasn't advancing. Get back to their feet. 2-0 is the lead for the 4th-ranked Blasco of Grand Valley State against the 7th-ranked Lang for the Hawkeyes. Blasco, that underhook in on that left side. Her left, Lang's right. Callie trying to swim her arm up out of there. Now into a front headlock for Blasco. Stop it. Start him up again. Underhook. Stepping over the whizzer is Blasco. Now she comes out front. Lang's able to circle back up. No points awarded there. Now we're going to stop things again. Referee bringing both girls in. Quick chat to them. And then they get back to action. don't know if he said or saw something or heard something down there, but stopped it momentarily. Both girls nod their head and get back to it. Got the entire Iowa team standing right behind the coaching staff over there. And they're all bobbing and weaving and trying to spur Lang on here. Lang comes across looking for a 2-on-1. 50 seconds remains in the first. 2-0 lead for Blasco of Grand Valley State. Blasco's really been controlling the ties here and just preventing Lang from trying to find any sort of an opening. She's got to do a better job in the second half, hopefully, of finding those openings. Stoppage again. Referee wanting to get some more action because, again, you're getting a lot of this just either a 2-on-1 or a front headlock, just kind of pinching and tying up and slowing things down. Lang trying to find an underhook on the left side. Big snap into a front headlock, goes to that far ankle and carries her down for 2. Couldn't quite get the full exposure, but that's going to tie it up. Now she throws a wing in trying to run it over. Short time here, and Blasco's going to be able to fight that off, but it will be a 2-2 score as we head to the break. Good job by Lang making that adjustment. And underneath that overhook, she was able to throw in that high crotch to the far leg and carried her over, almost took her all the way to her back. And Blasco actually favoring that left ankle a little bit as she comes back over for this 30-second break. Good to see as they're showing the crowd here during this 30-second break. A lot of youngsters. A lot of little kids waving those 2-point foam fingers. Getting into it, enjoying themselves here tonight. Love to see those future Hawkeye fans enjoying themselves, being put onto a good show here tonight by the Hawkeye women. Now we're going to have injury time taken. Blasco having a hard time putting some weight on that left ankle. Trying to decide what she wants to do. Jake Short, coach for Grand Valley State, and their trainer out there talking to her. Trying to decide, can she get through this? Trying to see if they can try to tape it real quick. Guess it all just depends on what she's got for injury time. I'm going to see if that'll take care of it. I don't know the exact rules. I know, like in men's folk style wrestling, you only get 90 seconds of injury time. But they've got her shoe all the way off, and they're working to tape that. It's like it's more just kind of a quick compression type thing, but letting it go here. Lang continuing to pace around back and forth over there. Looking over to Coach Mayab, giving some instruction. As it stands right now, score is tied at 2. But because Lang was the second to score her takedown, she has the criteria. So if nobody scores in this next 3-minute period, she would win because she was the most recent to score. Hopefully Lang can do some stuff, though, and get herself some more points. Make it a no-doubter. Glasgow gets it taped up. The referee looks over to the trainer, makes sure she gets a thumbs up to say, yes, she's good to keep going. Glasgow coming across right away. Heavy underhook. Trying to control the head. And Glasgow, number 4 for Grand Valley State. Lang, number 7 for the Hawkeyes. They met early in the year at the Missouri Valley Open. With Glasgow winning the consolation semifinals by fall in 1:45. Lang working the 2-on-1. Not there, goes up into the collar. Hawks lead 10-3 in the team score. DS losing at 103. Hawks winning by forfeit at 110. And then a tech superiority for Gonzalez at 117. Now at 124, Callie Lang, the sophomore out of Marysville, Ohio. Stop it for potentially dangerous. Referee talking to both girls, explaining what he saw there. 1.5 to go. And there's no overtime in the freestyle. So it all just comes down to criteria, which currently belongs to Lang with the most recent score. Glasgow sensing time starting to tick away. Working that underhook. Now goes into that reverse headlock. Nothing there. Clearing out. 45 seconds to go. Glasgow just staying upper body. I don't think she's even thought about leg attacks at all here. She's thinking throw. She's thinking underhook. She's thinking headlock. 28 seconds to go now in the match. And we're going to stop it for locked fingers. 24.6 to go. There she changes levels for a shot. Lang, good job down blocking. Got her over almost to the edge, but they circle back in. I'd be surprised to see Glasgow just start pushing and see if she can try to get a push, push out point. Not going to happen, and Callie Lang is going to get the victory with that last second takedown in the first half. 2-2 will be the victory. So 13-4 is the team score now in favor of the Hawkeyes. And that is going to move us to 131. Which Emily is it going to be this time for the Hawkeyes? They'll be taking on Hannah Police for Grand Valley State. It is Pat Node. Pat Node, the senior out of Newark, California. Big old brace on her knee, but hits a nice little snatch single to the left side. Whizzer thrown in by Police. Pat Node trying to elevate here. See if she can limp arm out. Over on the edge, she does, and finishes for the 2. Blow him out of bounds, head back to the center. Shot by Police, down block by Pat Node. Couldn't quite get around behind. Still into a front headlock situation. Circle around. As soon as she does, though, that left leg that's got the brace on it, she trails just a little bit, and Police able to reach out and grab it, but Pat now does a good job, keeps circling around, and flattens her down for 2 more. Pat Node with a 2-0 lead, a minute gone by. No action from the parterre, so they work back to their feet. Fresh start, 1:52 to go. Pat now working the 2-on-1. Over to the edge, Police trying to circle back in. Pat Node gets the push out. 5-0 is the lead now. Shot right there from a ways away by Police, but Pat now does an even better job of throwing her legs back, down blocking and covering for the 2. Throws in a wing at the same time, trying to get a far wrist or a half to see if she can run this over. Police doing a good job keeping that right arm out wide. Now Pat now able to reach up and grab that wrist. Trying to get her up and over. And does for the exposure. Now scoops the head a little bit all the way out front. Police trying to arch on her head, but not going to be able to do it as Pat Node gets the fall. (18-4) is the lead for the Hawkeyes. Moves us to 138. And this should be a fun one as well. Second-ranked Katie Lang for taking on number 3, Nenea Estrella. They have not wrestled this year. Nenea 16-0 on the season. 18-4 the lead for the Hawkeyes over Grand Valley State. Lang with a headlock. And Estrella able to get to the leg off of it. One ref says 2. Couldn't tell if they confirmed it. They did confirm it. And then Estrella comes back, and they're going to say 1 point. So 2-1. So basically, they give up the takedown, and then, in essence, like an escape, although it's not exactly an escape, is what was confirmed. The two side judges were the ones that confirmed the 2. The referee had not given the 2 to Lang yet. So then when the referee gave the 2 to Estrella, there's Estrella for a shot, and Lang trying to go to a headlock again. But then they confirmed just 1 point for Estrella rather than the 2 on a new takedown, saying that the action had continued, almost like a reversal, actually, more than an escape. So all of that said and done, Lang, number 2 for Grand Valley State, leads 2-1. It's a short drag attempt there, but Estrella squares back up with her. Estrella taps the head and then takes a finger to the eye. Stop it momentarily. She turns and wipes that out a little bit. Completely incidental, but got a finger in the eye, so referee letting her get a few extra seconds to wipe it out. Wrestlers shake hands, get back at it. Halfway through the first, 2-1 is the lead for Lang of Grand Valley State. Estrella for the Hawkeyes. Comes across. 2-on-1 thrown in by Lang, though. Estrella, non-tie. Shaking her left hand a little bit, almost like she maybe jammed her wrist. Sweep attempt there by Lang. Estrella able to sprawl back. Lang just staying in good square position, waiting for Estrella to come to her. And every time Nania does, then Lang starts to find a way to control that tie. And there she takes a half shot attempt, reshot by Estrella, reshot to a front headlock by Lang. Estrella trying to clear out of that. Lang trying to pull her down to the mat. 15 seconds left here in the first. Now Lang reaches around looking for a leg. Estrella gets the hips back out front and squares up. Now she's in a position to try to get a go behind. Just 5 seconds left in this period. She's not going to be able to get there. And it will be a 2-1 lead for Lang as we head to the break. The Iowa City Area Sports Commission is responsible for bringing state tournaments and amateur sports to our community, boosting our economy and quality of life. Proud sponsor of UI Women's Athletics. Learn more at wegotnext.org. The Iowa Area Sports Commission is proud to be the meet sponsor for tonight's Iowa Duels, number 2 of the season. Just making the announcement about the NCAA taking on women's wrestling as their 91st championships. Break done. Back to action here. Nia Estrella, number 3 in the country, trailing number 2, Katie Lang, by a score of 2-1. Hawkeye bench trying to get the crowd spurred into a Let's Go Hawks chant. Nice sweep right there by Lang, trying to elevate it. Estrella been in hard to her. Trying to step over. Estrella trying to stuff that head. Lang does get over the ankle. Sliding down now, trying to see if she can stand up and elevate it. Tight whizzer thrown in by Estrella. Estrella still stuffing that head. Now Lang elevates, gets that up underneath the armpit. Estrella talking to the ref about something. And there is the 2 takedown for Lang, and she was coming heavy on that head. She tried to throw that by. 4-1 is the lead now. Stop it, get to their feet. Quite sure what Estrella was talking about there, but she finds herself behind the 8 ball now. 4-1 is her deficit. And she's had a hard time getting through the length of Lang. Her 1 point came in essence like a reversal after she got taken down in the first. Referees determined that she was close enough to continuing the action from that takedown, but they did not give the 2. There she comes across for a shot, and Lang throws in an underhook. Estrella towards the edge, trying to circle back in. Inside of a minute to go, referee's going to stop him out of that hold. Another sweep attempt right there, and they're going to stop it for potentially dangerous on that knee getting tricked out. That's the kind of shot that Estrella's going to have to hit here. She's coming across wanting to tie things up, but when she does, that's when Lang just throws in that underhook and just starts squeezing and slowing things down. Mania's got to see if she can find a way to get to something maybe from a non-tie, get to that low single, an ankle pick. But again, Lang throws that underhook. Just controlling that position and chewing up that clock time. There's an arm spin attempt by Estrella. Trying to get out that arm, and does for the 2. 12 seconds left. She's got to either get a quick tilt or get back to her feet. And the referee will stop it with 6 seconds left. 4-3 is the deficit. And Estrella snaps but can't get around behind, and she's going to fall by a score of 4-3. Grand Valley State will get their second win of the night and make the score 19-7 now in favor of the Hawkeyes. Just couldn't quite clear those arms like she wanted to. Now we move to 145 pounds. Did not hear who she said this was. It is number 9, Elaney Johnson. And for the Hawkeyes, that is Macy Kilty, it looks like. Number 1 against number 9. Macy comes out front headlock. Can't get anywhere with it, so just circles up, now drops down, hits that sweep attempt. Gets the leg shoved up onto her hip, trying to climb up. Johnson trying to throw that whizzer in. Kilty all the way around behind, pumps her into the tripod. And there they confirm the knees got down for the 2. Kilty looking for an upper body tilt, not there, so they'll stop them and get back to their feet. Kilty, your Soldier Salute champ this year with the win over teammate Reese Laramendi. Takes a shot, couldn't get all the way through. Readjusts, gets down to the leg. Johnson doing the splits right there as Kilty trying to elevate up here. wheelbarrow position and gets around behind and covers for 2 more. Macy looking for that ankle lace, not there, so she climbs up and waits for the whistle to get them back to their feet. Minute 15 to go here in the first. Shot by Johnson, great down block, and go behind for Kilty for another 2. That'll make the score 6-0. Goes to a gut, looking for the tilt. Can't quite get her over. Adjust, trying to go back the other way. Oh, not quite. Stop them and get to their feet. .52 seconds remains here in the first. 6-0 is the lead for Kilty. Stop in action for locking the fingers. Kilty, another sweep. Good job by Johnson, hipping into her, but Kilty regains her balance, cuts across. Gets both legs, but then Johnson able to throw her hips around to the side, almost gets an exposure. Kilty slides the head back to the outside, trying to adjust. Gets her sat to her butt. Johnson trying to lock through the crotch. Kilty trying to drive across, see if she can finish. Johnson trying to elevate. Side judge awards 2 to Kilty, but it's not confirmed. There she adjusts with 4 seconds left and gets the 2 takedown. Trying to use an arm Turk and gets 2 more at the end. Confirmed. And that's going to do it at the break. 10-0 for Kilty. 23-7 is the lead now for the Hawkeyes. We will move now to 160. Let's see who they announce for Grand Valley State. They'll be taking on Kennedy Blades. Augustini and Kennedy Blades got the crowd to their feet in her first match today. Had a 4-point takedown, a 4-point takedown, and a 5-point throw to get a 13-0 technical superiority. Junior out of Chicago, Illinois. Comes across and gets another 4 right there. And then a gut wrench for 2 more. And then goes up and scooping the head. Unable to hang on to it there, but relocks up that gut. Not there. Now goes to a crossface to a far side cradle. Slide out of bounds. Head back to the center. 6-0 is the lead for Blades. 23 seconds gone by. And again, goes back to that double leg and down for 2. Nope, they're going to say 4, but she scoops the head, trying to run it over, looking to settle back the other way. And Kennedy Blades will get the fall. (28-7) is the lead for Iowa. That will move us to 180, which should be Yet another good matchup. Number 2, Sabrina Noss for Grand Valley State, and I believe it'll be top-ranked Kylie Welker for the Hawkeyes. No, they're going to bump Medford up from 160. So Welker will take on 160-pounder Emily Medford. Welker, the sophomore out of Franksville, Wisconsin, 18-0 on the year. First place at both the NCC Open and the Soldier Salute. And get a push-out point 8 seconds in as she comes across. Come across hard. They're going to stop action. Give another push-out point. Welker, pink knee sleeve on her right leg. She's got pink on her headgear as well. Takes a double, tries to climb up into a headlock, and gets 4. And slides right down, looking for the ankle lace, not there. Comes up to a gut wrench and over for 2. And then just chops the arm, looking for a wing and a far wrist. Right on the edge, she lost the wrist. And going to stop it, get back to their feet. 8-0 is the lead for Welker. Now we got blood time, it looks like, for Medford. Just a bloody nose there. Get it cleared up. And get back to action here. Welker throwing the underhook. You can just tell the physical difference there. Welker with the 20-pound advantage and just controls that the whole way. Gets the 10-0 technical superiority. 32-7 now is the lead for the Hawkeyes over the Lakers, excuse me. And that will move us to our final match of the evening. Olivia White got the fall in her first match, taking on Aaliyah Grandberry. As I said earlier, Grandberry and Guy from Augustana were doing a lot of upper body stuff. White went upper body with Guy and took her to her back. Let's see if she can do the same thing and send this crowd out with a bang on senior night. White, the sophomore out of Marysville, Washington. So sounds underway here. Final match of the evening. Final match of the season for the Hawkeye women in this building. Like we said earlier, they will be back in the area for the national tournament, which will be held over at the Extreme Arena. There's a carry attempt there by White, but Granberry throwing the hips back. March 7th and 8th, the NCWWC championships will be held at Extreme Arena. thanks in part to the Iowa City Area Sports Commission, the meat sponsor for tonight. Josh Schamberger, Luke Eustace, Kylie Walker, the rest of the gang over there. Doing a great job bringing events to the area. 1 minute gone by. Stopped things for passivity warning against Granbury. Granbury, a couple of fakes, tapping the head, and then comes across. White just stood there waiting for her to come across. Now into an over-under situation. Referee about ready to put blue on another passivity warning, which they do. So that'll start the clock. So 30 seconds for her to score. Otherwise, White will take a 1-0 lead. White snapping into a front headlock. Seeing if she can pull her down with this. Stop it. Get a fresh start. 1:11 to go in the first. 9 seconds left for Granbury to score. Snatch attempt there into an underhook now by White. No points scored, so that will be a 1-0 lead for White on the passivity point. There she throws the underhook down to the leg and pulls her down for the 2. Good job just slowly closing that gap and finding enough of an angle that she just lifted that underhook a little bit, dropped down to the leg, and took her down for the 2. There's a quick hip tilt right there. No points, though. And they will stop it and get back to their feet. Granbury a little slow to get up. Makes her way back to the center. .20 seconds left here in the first. 3-0 lead for White for the Hawkeyes. Double wrist lock by Granbury. White snaps, tries to find that underhook. Period's going to come to an end, though. White takes a 3-0 lead heading into the second. Referee calls for the wrestlers back to the center. Final 3 minutes of the evening. Granbury been coming hard at the head. These girls starting to get a little feisty out here in this second half. Granbury turns almost with a punch right there as she steps away. It looks like she maybe took a finger to the eye. Oh, our crowd. Somebody said, it's wrestling. Get over it. Now, sometimes you take a finger to the eye, it hurts. Trust me. And again, I don't think it was anything intentional, but they were both getting after it right there. Nice fake into a snatch by White. Comes up into an underhook. Body lock. Trying to get around behind. Gets it. Oh, she tried picking her up to throw her. Couldn't get it, so then she just lets go over and covers for 2. She had her parallel to the ground and held her up 1.5 feet off the ground, but couldn't quite elevate enough to try to get that throw. Gets down to the ankles, can't get the lace secured. So stop the action, get back to their feet. Granbury again slow to get up. Slow walk back to the center. 5-0 is the lead for White. White looking for that underhook again. Granberry clearing out of it. She's looking for an underhook of her own on the right side, but can't get it. White left-handed collar, controlling the right wrist with her right wrist, trying to peel it off. Then Granberry comes into that underhook. A minute and a half to go. 5-0 is the lead for White. Clear the tie. Looking to come back across is White. It's into an over-under situation. See if she can open up some leverage there. Swipes at the leg, not there. Granberry trying to control that off arm, the right side. 55 on the clock. White clears out of it. Snaps, tries to get to a front headlock. Granberry clears out. She goes back to look at that fake to a snatch single, but Granberry kept the arms down that time. White coming back across, underhook, trying to create an angle there. Granberry pinching tight on that left arm.
10 seconds left.
White pushes Granberry away a couple of times. Period will come to an end. 5-0 will be the final score in that. 35-7 will be the victory for the Hawkeyes over Grand Valley State. 44-1 over Augustana. The Hawks move to 15-0 on the season. Again, they will be back in action next weekend as they will be taking on Lock Haven, Sacred Heart, Elmira, and Presbyterian at the College Duels in Albany, New York. So looking forward to seeing the results for that one. Big thank you to the Iowa City Area Sports Commission, your meet sponsor for tonight. The Iowa City Area Sports Commission is responsible for bringing state tournaments and amateur sports to our community, boosting our economy and our quality of life. They are a proud sponsor of University of Iowa Women's Athletics. You can learn more about everything that they do by going to www.wegotnext.org. Also, a huge thank you to Riverside Casino and Golf Resort. They are the presenting sponsor for Hawkeye Women's Wrestling all season long. Stop by today for a relaxing massage at the spa, fine dining at Ruthie's Steak and Seafood, and so much more. Visit Riverside Casino and Golf Resort today, located minutes south of Iowa City. They are a proud sponsor, the presenting sponsor of Hawkeye Women's Wrestling, and we say a huge thank you to them for everything that they do, Riverside Casino and Golf Resort. Couple of wins for the Hawkeyes here tonight. One more weekend of dual action. Next weekend out in Albany, then the Grandview Open, and then they get ready for their regionals on February 22nd. So Hawks getting into their fine-tuning mode as this season is continuing on. So that's going to do it for our coverage here tonight from Carver Hawkeye Arena and MediaCom Mat. Hawks with two big wins over Augustana and Grand Valley State to move to 15-0. This is Stephen Grace. Big thank you to all of our sponsors, and thank you for tuning in tonight and listening to Hawkeye Women's Wrestling right here from Learfield.
Iowa Hawkeyes women's basketball forward Hannah Stuelke teamed up with 22 and Vine at Riverside Casino and Golf Resort to bring you an exclusive creation, the Hamburger. This mouthwatering masterpiece features 2 delicious sausage and beef patties with crispy bacon jam, melted American cheese, and a perfectly fried egg, all nestled on a French toast caramelized brioche bun. Experience the Hamburger today, available only at 22 and Vine. It's a game changer.
Iowa Hawkeye Wrestling has been brought to you by Hy-Vee. Score big savings with a Hy-Vee Perks membership. Iowa Lottery. Be a VIP with the Iowa Lottery. Visit ialottery.com for details. University of Iowa Healthcare. Changing medicine, changing lives. Wimmer's Meats, the official hot dog of the Hawkeyes. Also brought to you by Riverside Casino and Golf Resort, home of the Draft Day Sports Lounge, just minutes south of Iowa City. And by U.S. Bank, proud to sponsor the Iowa Hawkeyes. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation on the Hawkeye Sports Network.